You want to say, hey guys, welcome back to Mommy's channel. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nats and I hope everyone is happy, healthy and doing okay. Today we are going to be talking about baby products that I bought in preparation for my sweet little baby that I ended up not using or not using as much. And I might even go to the lengths and say regret buying. Yeah, I think so. So some of these things I bought because they were all in videos talking about must have baby products and stuff like that. So I felt, okay, yeah, I need it. I'm a first time mom. These people, they're experienced moms. So if they're telling me to get it, then I need to have it, you know, because I don't want to be short on anything when I have my newborn or my infant. But turns out majority of the things I really didn't need, didn't use, could have used other things instead. So that is what I want to share with you in today's video, with hopes that if you are an expecting mama, you get an idea of just some of the stuff you may think you need but you don't actually need. And of course, let me just put this disclaimer in and say these are the products that did not work for me personally. I'm not saying it will not work for you, it may just work for you. As a matter of fact, other videos that I have watched, other moms swear by these products, but I just find that for me, I could have done without or with other things. So we are going to head straight into that video. I think I tried to say get and head in one, so I think I said head into today's video. We are going to head straight into. Alright, so to start off, these products won't be in any specific order, they're just random. I have my list right beside me and I have all the products sitting here, so I'm just going to go through my list and pick them up one by one and show it to you. But the very first thing that I regret buying, so this one is absolutely a regret, is a baby pillow, or one of these pillows that are marketed for helping with the flathead syndrome. I think the correct word for it is plagiocephaly, where, you know, babies, because you are supposed to lay baby on their backs all the time to sleep, they spend a lot of time with pressure on the back of their head, so some babies develop like a flat spot, and these pillows are marketed to help prevent that. But what I found with this pillow was, one, when my baby was a newborn, first of all, he couldn't fit in this, because if you realize when you lay it flat, it's thick, and the newborn stage, like, he's so small and he's so squishy, so when he's lying flat on his back and then his head is to go into this round part here, you find that his head is a little elevated and then his back is flat out on the bed, and it just looked uncomfortable to me. He couldn't like spin his head if he wanted to, and it was just bulky. Now that he is a bit older, 8 and 6 months now, he is still not using this pillow because he is sleeping in all sorts of directions. Like, you lay him down in the crib and he is moving like a clock. This minute you look at him, he's 3 o'clock, then he's 6 o'clock, then he's 1 o'clock, then he's just spinning in his crib. So this pillow would not work even now. I have seen some moms like put the pillow down, not for sleep but like for playtime, because, you know, when they're itty bitty, you're having them like playtime, they're still flat on their backs because they're looking at, you know, black and white cars or things hanging from the play gym. I've seen moms use it for that purpose, so I guess I could have used it for that, like when he's on the floor and he's just laying there. But yeah, I just found that it was too bulky and cumbersome, so I absolutely regret buying it. So I would say just skip all of the pillows marketed for flat spot and just skip the baby pillows altogether. Lay your baby down in their bassinet only, and you know, try to position them in different ways to prevent the flat spot from developing. I did everything I could, but Aiden still has a flat spot that we are hoping, since he's now, you know, more mobile, it will start to round out soon. Alright, the next baby product that I bought but regret buying were receivers. No. In Jamaica, receivers are the dang thing. Like, I feel as if receivers are a must-have for Jamaican parents, and that is mostly the reason why I ended up buying receivers. And I got a 2 packs of 7 receivers, so I have like 14 of these things. And if I'm being completely honest with you, I haven't found a need for them. Like, I just have them there, and I have to be making up things to use it for. So currently I am using the receivers as just a soft thing, I guess, on Aiden's changing table, because in my head I'm like, maybe the changing pad is cold if it's just bare like that. So I would lay one of the receivers down so that when he's on there, if I'm changing diapers or after a bath, I lay him down on the receiver on the changing table instead of just flat out on the changing table. Also makes it easier to catch like pee if he accidentally sprays me, which he has done a million times by now. You know, it goes on the receiver as opposed to on the changing pad, and then I'll have to strip everything, wash everything, and it is a little hard to like dry because it's waterproof, and then it's so thick it's not dried within a day, all sort of things. So I have been using the receivers for that purpose, but otherwise I haven't found a need for receivers. Safe sleep practices: you put your baby down in the bassinet. The bassinet has maybe a sheet, the bassinet has its own mattress situation, and I have bath towels separate, so I don't use receivers as a bath towel. I just don't think it's thick enough or cozy enough for him. So yeah, I didn't use receivers. So I mean, you can take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Maybe you would use receivers in a different way. As a matter of fact, if you're a mom, please comment down below and tell me some other uses for receivers, because sis, I could have done without these, you know, they weren't necessary. Alright, the other baby product that I bought but regret buying is baby specific nail clippers. It's a no from me, because look at this. Like, it says it's designed to clip a baby's nail. Like, it has this weird shape, and then even to clip my nail, it is kind of hard. So I'm like, I cannot use this to cut my baby nail. And this kind of nail clipper is very popular these days. Like, this is the electric nail file. I'll put a picture right here on your screen so you can see. I have one, but it's not right here, and I don't want to get up right now. But this one, the electric nail file, is what's been most popular in the mom community of late, and I can see why it is a must-have, because really and truly, when the babies are tiny, their nails grow super fast. Like, you'll cut the nails today, and I swear by tomorrow it's as if you didn't cut them. So having the electric nail file, you can just file it away. It's painless, as opposed to using a nail clipper that may clip and cut the baby, especially because, you know, newborns' hands are not opened. Like, it's always tight-fisted, so it's kind of difficult to open it up and, you know, cut each fingernail. So it is very much easier to just use the electric nail file and just smooth over the long fingernails, and then you'd have that. Even with the electric nail file, I still did not love the job that it did. It did a job, but I wouldn't say it was a great job. So what I turned to was this super small regular nail clipper. So this is it. It is super tiny, and this one got the job done really well because I wasn't squinting to find the nail to clip. It was just right there. I could see, I could cut, and then I could move on. But a double tip that I have for you is when you cut the nails, like the baby nails, fresh with the clipper, there's still some rough edges. So that is when I would go in with the electric nail file to just smooth everything out. But like getting it from like a long fingernail and then smoothing it down with the electric nail file, I didn't find that it worked super great. So if I'm to give you any advice, use a regular nail clipper, or of course get the electric nail file, but please do not buy clippers marketed for baby nails. I swear it's useless. All right, another thing that I bought, but I regret it. I regret it because having experienced, you know, that first half of mom life, I have realized that there are other things that I could have done, and some things are just, you know, not necessary. And that thing, or those things, were baby mittens. Guys, I have so much non-scratch mittens, and if you watched any of my baby prep videos, which I will link up in the iCards up at the top of your screen, I had so many mittens because I bought so many outfits that came with mittens. So I found that I had like so much. And non-scratch mittens, if you do not know what they look like, are these little things that basically you put over the baby's little tiny hands so that they do not, you know, scratch their face or even scratch you or scratch their eyes, because as itty bitty babies, they don't really have control over their limbs. They're just moving their hands all over, putting it in their face and all sort of things, and you do not want them to like scratch themselves. So these mittens are marketed to cover that. Now, while mittens are absolutely necessary in the newborn phase, I do not recommend buying the single mittens. But what I do recommend is buying sleepers or clothing pieces that has the cover, so it's like a built-in mittens. Let me grab one and show you real quick so you have a visual to what I am saying. All right, so this is a little onesie shirt that onesie shirt, I don't know if you can say that, but this is a onesie for the newborn stage, and this is the built-in mitten that it has. So is it focusing? I hope you guys can see. So it's this little thing right here, and once you put his arms through the opening, then you can just, oh my god, the camera is focusing on me, you can flip it over here, and then you have his hands covered, right? And then of course when you need his fingernails, you can just flip it back open, and you have the opening right there. So that is what I recommend over buying mittens, because these, they fall off. Like you pick your baby up and one mitten is on, the other one is nowhere to be found. Some of them are not tight enough, so you find that it doesn't even make sense apart from matching outfits, because like I said, I got these with specific outfits. So he'd be in a star shirt, a star pants, and star mittens and star cap, like he's all decked out in stars. And honestly, we could have done without that. So I am actually carrying this tip into any future babies that I'm going to be having. It's all going to be sleepers and onesies with the built-in mittens. So much easier. You can just flip it over and flip it off when you have to do that. All right, the other baby product that I actually have not used since Aiden was born is baby powder. Now please, Jamaican moms or moms in general, please tell me down in the comments below different uses for baby powder, because I just have not found what I need to use it for. Like, I know in my culture in Jamaica, you bathe the baby and you lotion them and you splash powder all over their bodies, I guess for a make them feel fresh kind of thing. But honestly, like, once the baby is bathed and they're lotioned, they are already smelling good. Like, what's the powder for? I get that you can use powder to help dry out certain areas like under the neck to prevent rashes, and I've seen Jamaican parents put powder on the baby's private area to prevent like diaper rash and stuff. But I just found that Vaseline on the diaper area works well for me, and I did not need to go in with Vaseline plus powder, and I just didn't want to dry out his already prone to dry skin as a newborn with powder, you know, because newborn skin, they get really dry really fast if you are not paying attention and taking care of it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna put additional drying agents to his already dry skin, you know what I mean? So I haven't found a use for baby powder. I have 2 of these things sitting over there, no use for it. So if you have any idea, let me know down in the comments. But baby powder, I would say you don't need it. At least I didn't need it, and I very much regret buying it. The other baby product that I bought but regret buying were, I guess, Bandaids. So I bought just a regular circular Bandaids, and my idea for these was to put over injection spots, like when he is to get his vaccines and stuff. Of course, not realizing that the doctors will put a Band-Aid over the injection site, right, like immediately, like right there when they're getting their shots. So I did not need Band-Aids for that purpose right now. However, Band-Aids I'm sure will come in handy for, I guess, toddler years, or maybe even before toddler years when he's crawling around and stuff like that. Of course, I'll need to have a little first aid kit with all of that stuff, because he's going to be all over the place and he's a boy, so he is going to get cuts and bruises. But I didn't need it for the newborn stage, especially for the purpose that I bought it for, which was basically to cover injection sites. It could have come in handy if, for example, after the injection site they put a Band-Aid there, and you know, after bathing I want to change the Band-Aid that the doctors put and put a fresh one on. I guess that could come in handy for that purpose. But I just find that after a few hours I would take it off, like maybe the next day, and it would be fine. So basically I keep the Band-Aid that the doctors put on him for 24 hours, and then I toss it and the injection site is fine. So yeah, didn't need these for the newborn phase at all. The next product that we are going to be talking about is a nursing cover. So I bought this with the intention of, obviously, to cover myself when I am nursing in public. And even though I think it's a handy product for moms to have, for me, I haven't used it because, one, I haven't been going anywhere where I am nursing in public. I do leave the house every day to get outside to get fresh air, but I normally just feed Aiden before we go out. The park is like 10 minutes walk from here, and then I normally take him right after we feed, and then we're starting his whole wake window session kind of. And then by the time we're back, it's nap time, and then by the time he needs to eat again within the next 3 hours, I am inside the house. And then when we are actually like out in public places, like for example if I take him to the doctor to get his vaccinations and stuff, I just use the nursing room that is at the clinic. And I mean, I have nothing to hide in the nursing room. We're all moms, we're all trying to feed our babies. nobody cares that your boob is out feeding your child. So I found that I didn't really use this much. I will not say I regret buying it, because honestly, if I were more active like in going to public places and stuff, maybe I would need to use this depending on the time of day and stuff like that, because you know, babies are unpredictable, and even though you feed them every 2 to 3 hours when they are newborns, I mean, anything could happen and your baby is hungry and you need to whip out the boob at the most inconvenient place, and of course this will come in handy. So I won't say this is a regret purchase, but I'm just putting it in this video because I bought it, but I really haven't used it. If you're an outgoing mom and you think you're going to be in situations where a nursing cover is needed, of course, by all means, buy yourself a nursing cover. Alright, next up, and I am sure I may get, like, depending on who watch this video, I may get a lot of backlash for saying this, but this is a very well recommended product in the mama community, and it just has not worked for me. Dare I say that I regret buying the infamous Haaka. Guys, the Haaka did not work for me, or maybe I just don't know how to use the Haaka correctly, and that is why it didn't work. So that is also something to consider. But the Haaka, this thing here, is basically a milk catcher, right? So when you're nursing your newborn, when you're nursing your baby, you suction this part here onto the opposite boob. So if you have your baby on this boob, then you suction the Haaka to this boob, and then what this does is it catches letdown or leakage from this boob, so that, you know, you're not soaking through your bras or nursing pads, and you actually have milk that you can use or store for emergencies and stuff like that. But for me, the Haaka didn't work. One, I did not have such a strong letdown. So Aiden would be nursing, and you know, this is on here and it catches little to nothing. And then other times I felt as if it was squeezing my nipples too tight. Maybe I was doing it wrong, as I said. But yeah, it's a no from me. Maybe somebody needs to teach me how to use it, but I don't know. I am not convinced that the Haaka is this magical must-have product for that newborn phase, because yeah, it didn't work for me, and I got most of my milk from actually pumping and not using the Haaka. And I did have a lot of milk in the beginning, but I don't know, the Haaka just wasn't working for me. Like for my future babies, I think I would rather go with like an LV pump, which is an investment pump. I can tell you that much. It's crazy expensive, but I think I would rather have the LV pump because it fits in your bra, as opposed to you having to be braless and having this clip to your boob and just hanging there. I mean, the LV, you could wear it at all sort, like any time of day. You just stuff it in your bra on your boob, turn it on, and then it could take the excess milk out, especially if you're feeling engorged, because when you're a newborn mama and your milk is just coming in, I swear your breasts are massive and they are super hard, and you're just engorged and uncomfortable. So it's actually good to express some of your milk out, so your boobs feel a little, you know, so you feel a little more comfortable in your skin, because it's rough in at least the first month after giving birth, when your body is trying to regulate your milk supply and all of that. But yeah, the Haaka was a fail for me. So yeah, I regret buying the Haaka. Truly. Truly. Alright, moving on up to another clothing piece of items that I wouldn't say I regret buying these, but I didn't use them as much as I thought I would, and then I got so much of it, and the fact that I haven't used them as much as I thought I would, it makes it a did I really need these kind of thing, or I didn't need this much. So right now in this basket I have a gazillion amount of baby hats, okay, and I haven't used majority of the hats in here. I think I've only used these ones, and I only have like 3 of them, and the reason why I used these specifically is because of the material. It is much softer and much warmer for my little newborn baby's head, so I found that I used these more. And yeah, Aiden was born in the winter time, so while I think baby hats are a necessary purchase, so this is not a regret buy, it's that kind of, I didn't need so much, I didn't need this many baby hats, you know. A pack of 3 or a pack of 5 was enough, but I have like, I think at least 15 baby hats, and I just didn't need them. These ones plush, good for winter time. And then now that it's coming on to summer season, bucket hats are more summertime friendly as opposed to these little hats, which, you know, if I try to put this on Aiden's head right now, it would be like so small. This can't fit him anymore. Let's just get that out of the way. And yeah, bucket hats more summer friendly because it blocks, you know, all of that from the baby's face. So I won't be using hats anymore. So 15 of them, really unnecessary. Also, you guys, this is Aiden's newborn hat. Like, this was the hat that they put on his little head when he was born. I bet this to fit on his head right now. As a matter of fact, let me call him and try to fit his newborn hat on his head. Yeah, eat it too? Anam, are you giving me two to eat?
I'm just start eating. Something just leave me alone.
This is the hat, and I'm going to try it on Mr. Aiden. Aiden, hold your head steady. Like, it cannot even. Oh my goodness. Aiden looks like an elf. Aiden, it can't fit. So my baby has come a far way, you guys. Like, these stuff cannot fit him anymore. And this is the other hat. Like, it could go on there, but it's tight, and I'm sure it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? He doesn't need a hat. So definitely, if you're purchasing baby hats, just purchase with the season in mind. So if you're having a winter baby, buy a few, maybe 3 or 5, and keep it at that, because I promise you, you won't need them after a few months, you know. So don't be like me. So the other product that I bought, but you know, kind of regret buying, is a bottle warmer. So I bought the bottle warmer because I knew that we'd be introducing a bottle to Aiden at night, so that Adam could feed him while I get a longer stretch of sleep, since, you know, I was a new mom. I was tired, I was learning, my body was a mess, like everything is happening. So I wanted that bit of a long stretch of sleep, and Adam was on par to help out with that. So, you know, we bought a bottle warmer because milk from the boob comes out not hot, but, you know, body temperature. It's kind of amazing how our bodies just provide milk at the right temperature for our babies. It's crazy, it's wild, it's amazing. But so we bought the bottle warmer. Turns out the bottle warmer was a pain to navigate. It is marketed to heat milk in 3 minutes. Adam said he would have to be doing it for like 7 to 10 minutes while the baby is up at 3 a.m. screaming your ears off, hungry, impatient, and you're just there heating and heating and heating milk for it to come at the right temperature. So eventually we found that keeping the milk in the actual breast milk storage bags and then just immersing it into like warm water, or just running it under the pipe on the warm water to get it to room temperature or a little bit warmer, up to 40 degrees, is how hot or warm your baby should drink milk. So immersing it into some warm water, you know, like doing this, what they call this, swirl it around in there for it to come to a regular temperature for your baby, worked so much better as opposed to having a bottle warmer. So the bottle warmer for me was a complete regret. You don't need it, don't buy it. Just do the old-fashioned thing and run the milk under some warm water, or immerse it and swirl it around in some warm water, and I promise you, your baby won't know that, oh, mommy didn't use a bottle warmer. It doesn't matter. Don't get a bottle warmer, okay? Thank me later. Alright, the next item that I have here, and I promise I am winding down, is this big thing. This is a baby nest. It is similar to that of the Docker Tot and the Snuggle Me Lounger that is available in the like western kind of countries, but here in Japan this was the closest to those kinds of stuff that I could get, and to say I haven't used this is the least. Just like the receivers, I have tried to create reasons to use this thing, and one, it's not as comfortable as his bassinet. He preferred being held as opposed to being set down and chilling anyway, so I found that, you know, I didn't use this. But also I kind of think I am somewhat at fault for that. So while I did not use the baby nest at all, I do think a part of the reason why it did not get used was because I was kind of having a difficult time accepting that I could put Aiden down to chill and not have him in my arms all the time when he was awake. So I found that if he was awake, I felt as if I needed to have him in my arms and, you know, all the time entertaining him, singing to him, you know, rubbing his hair, talking to him, whatever. I just always felt as if I couldn't put him down. So I found that I was very depressed at one time, because I was like, I can't even get something to eat, I can't even go brush my teeth, I can't even go take a shower, because when he's sleeping he was having a very crappy nap season. Like, if you know me and if you follow me on Instagram, you know Aiden's napping was a mess for a good portion of his life. And so when he was napping and waking up often, so I couldn't get to do things for me while he napped because I would have to rush. And then when he was awake, I was just sitting there with him in my arms. But, you know, that's what the baby nests are for. The Snuggle Me, the Docker Tot. You can set the baby down in a safe place and grab a shower or grab something to eat, even if you do not leave it out of your sight. So I could have laid this down right in the bathroom, on the bathroom floor, and have him chill in this as a newborn while I quickly take a shower and stuff like that, and then it would have been used. So my advice to you would definitely to get yourself one of these if you can, and don't be afraid to set your baby down in a safe place, of course keeping your eyes on baby all the time, and go do something for you. You know, wash your face, brush your teeth, get a cup of coffee if coffee is your thing, eat something, you know, do your makeup, get ready for the day. I was in pajamas from the night before to the following night when Adam would come in from work, and then he'd take over and then I would get a shower. It was crazy because I just could not find that balance of, it's okay, the baby is fed, the baby is safe, you can set him down and do something for yourself. And even if he cries, crying is not the end of the world. I know people don't like to hear their babies cry. I hate hearing my baby cry, but the thing is, if you really need to run to pee or run to number 2 and your baby is awake and you know they're safe, you know they're fed, right, you know they're comfortable, it's okay to just put the baby nest down right in front of you. I'm not saying you need to like leave the baby in the room and head to another room. Like, the baby could be right there in front of you while you're on the toilet, you know what I mean? It's mom life, these things happen, and you use the bathroom. So it took me a while to really learn that I can set him down and do something else. So I felt as if that is why the baby nest didn't get used. And no, he's too big for the baby nest because he doesn't want to lay down in this thing anymore. He wants to be sitting up, rolling around, and just, you know, standing and jumping these days. So that would be my tip for baby containers, such as the Docatot, the Snuggle Me, or even something similar to this one. Alright, the other thing that we're covering in this video is a diaper pail. I didn't get a diaper pail for myself, but I wanted to include it in this video as something that I think you don't really need as a new mom, even though it's recommended across the mom community. For me personally, I found that just taking dirty diapers and throwing it in the main trash right then and there is much better than having poop diapers after poop diapers after poop diapers in one container in the nursery, and you know, like, things just start smelling funky after a couple of days. I'm not sure how often people change the bags in the diaper pail. I don't know if it's an everyday thing, so I don't know. So I'm just figuring you put diapers in it until it's full, I guess, and that could be anywhere from a day to 2 days to maybe even 3 days. And I'm like, you know, that's kind of too long to have smelly diapers locked up in a container in a room that you're constantly opening. So it's like you close it, the smell is contained, and then you open it to put even a pee diaper, any diaper in, and then the atmosphere is all funky again. So I found that just disposing of the dirty diapers immediately worked better for me. As for the pee diapers, they went into a regular trash can, and then in Japan we take out our garbage 2 times every week. So I found that rotation really worked, as opposed to just really having a diaper pail with stinky diapers for way too long, you know. So that's my advice to you. Try it, see if it works. But if you think that you're a diaper pail mom, then of course go ahead and buy a diaper pail. But for me, it wasn't necessary. And that is all of the products that I bought in preparation for having a baby, a newborn, that I regret buying or I just didn't use as much. I really hope that a new mama out there, an expecting mama out there, if you're watching this because you really want to know if you need or don't need a particular baby item that is just being pushed in your face all the time, I hope that this video shed some light on some of these products and you got to understand the usage of them from a mama that has been, you know, in the realm of trying out these products. Like I said, I'm still a new mom. My son is just 6 months old, so I'm still learning. But all of these stuff, I think I have passed the phase of using them because he's now, you know, he's getting more and more mobile. So I really hope that this video inspires you or helped you figure some things out for your own baby registry and what you are buying in preparation for your newborn. If you like this video, of course, please do not leave without giving it a big thumbs up. It helps my channel out so much. Subscribe and join the Nats fam, especially if you are new, so you do not miss content. I share lots of mom vlogs, homemaking stuff, and a lot of baby stuff here and there. We live in Japan. It's crazy. We're so far away from our family back in Jamaica. So subscribe, join the fam for some mom relatedness, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. Until next time, bye guys.